Welcome to Clippers Live postgame presented by Hyundai on FanDuel Sports Network. Fans filing out of Intuit Dome, leaving with smiles once again as the Clippers make it 3 up, 3 down on this 5-game homestand. They knock off the Bulls tonight, 119-108. Welcome courtside inside Intuit Dome, along with the czar, Mike Fratello of Stan Verrett. So, Coach, very business-like win for the Clippers tonight.
Yeah, it was not the same performance that we saw the other night against Minnesota or against the Knicks. But
right.
They had to try to get themselves going. They were trying to look for somebody to get a hot hand or get a couple defensive stops, and Chicago kept answering the challenge every time, kept making big shots.
Yep.
They were not going to go away. They hung around, made it interesting down the stretch. So there was a series of 2 or 3 stops in a row that we got, and shots that they missed. They were open. They missed the shots. We got the defensive rebound, went down and got either fouled or we scored on it that were key to hold it on there in the stretch.
Absolutely. It was very clear that the defensive game plan for Chicago was don't let Kawhi Leonard beat you. He got harassed every time he saw the ball, but still he managed to run the 20-point streak to 44 games now, ties Bob McAdoo's franchise record. What did you see from Kawhi tonight?
Well, he struggled. He knew he was struggling shooting the basketball. Look, great scorers know nights when they have it and nights when they don't have it. He knew he was off tonight, missing shots that he would normally make. So what do? He goes and attacks and drives to try and get to the free throw line, and started out by making his first 8 free throws, wound up 6 of 10 because he just missed those last couple. We're not used to seeing the number 1 free throw shooting team in the NBA miss free throws. But Kawhi got himself going by getting to the foul line and wound up hanging on for the win.
Still led all scorers with 28 points, though, as you mentioned, he shot 8 for 22 from the floor, 2 for 6 from a 3-point range. But again, it's a total team effort once again with 6 players in double figures for the Clippers.
Well, the second unit gave us that little bit of a cushion. They outplayed Chicago's second unit. Mathurin coming in, Miller there got some key baskets. Chicago kept changing its zone defense, whether it was a 2-3 or a 3-2, and our guys figured it out. They would flash somebody into the middle, whether it was Miller or whoever it might be. They turned, they went to work operating against the zone. I'd like to see what the numbers were as our percentage against their zone defense. I think it would be very high.
Overall, the Clippers shot 48% from the floor, just 28% from three-point range, 9 for 32. So that three-point success that we've been seeing the past few games, not really there tonight. But again, the key was whether something was working or not, get the win.
Stan, I thought tonight's threes were not as good, meaning some threes are good shots. Some threes are forced shots. I thought we took more forced shots tonight. Got him up there too quickly. Didn't wait to move the basketball around the same way. So it wasn't as good a look as we've been getting in the previous games. Therefore, the percentage was lower. Yeah. I think they'll probably go back, look at video on it, and Coach Lou, the staff will talk about, is this a good shot or can we get a better shot and then get higher percentage?
Bennedict Mathurin leading the bench scoring once again, 26 off the bench on 10 of 19 shooting. Let's take a look at some highlights. You can tell me what you saw from Bennedict Mathurin tonight.
Well, Mathurin comes in and we understand he has that scorer's mentality. He does little things like pass, cut, move without the basketball. When he gets it back, he's just 8 feet away. Got behind the 3-point line, got the friendly bounce right there. This guy will attack every opportunity he gets. That time the ball was pitched ahead, got a nice screen from Miller that went all the way. Then we see him run that little curl move, use his left hand, hide on the baseline against the zone. He gets the nice pass from Miller and winds up finishing. And he likes to get out in front because he knows he can finish.
Absolutely. Able to finish up with a dunk there again. 26 for Mathurin off the bench. I got 34, 48, 51 points from the bench again tonight. So solid from the reserve.
Our second unit's been doing its job, and they, look, without Darius tonight, first unit, a little bit shorthanded. We weren't getting the same shots because Garland wasn't there to create them. So the second unit stepped up, hung in there, had an advantage over Chicago's. That's the difference, really.
Yep. With Mathurin leading the way, and he spoke with Lauren Rosen just a second ago.
Bennedict Mathurin, you guys hang on, gut this one out. You've won 7 of your last 8. What have you learned about yourselves as a team during this stretch?
You have a long way to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, everybody's happy about what we're doing right now, but it's just about staying focused, staying locked in, and the most important thing is just focusing on the next game. We got a game in less than 24 hours, so.
26 points for you off the bench tonight. What's enabled you to gel so quickly with this team here?
Say it again?
26 points off the bench, another great bench performance for you. What's enabled you to gel so quickly with this team so fast?
Just being myself. You know, I think T. Lue is letting me be myself, and that's the most important thing. It's no ego about whose night it is. You know what I'm saying? We know exactly what things are. We have a great point guard in Darius Garland. We have Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion, the MVP. So the rest of the guys just going out there and playing as hard as we can and trying to get the win.
Yeah, you mentioned your MVP, our MVP, 28 points for Kawhi Leonard tonight. Almost feels like an understated, modest performance for him. What does that say about just how good, how transcendent he's been lately?
I mean, it's been amazing. You know what I'm saying? He's been the way that we want exactly. We need him to be. You know, if he keeps playing at this level, we have a great chance of going very, very far in the playoffs. So it's just about, you know what I'm saying, staying together.
Ben, thank you. Get some rest.
Thank you very much.
Stan, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. Clippers make it 5 in a row at home. And, Coach, Raptors beat the Phoenix Suns 122-115. So the lead for that 7th spot in the West now down to 4.5 games.
Well, we talked about that in the pregame show about the fact 5.5 games can disappear quickly.
Yeah.
And if someone gets a key injury, Phoenix drops a couple games, we keep this streak going that we've got, all of a sudden we'll be breathing down Phoenix's back. The pressure winds up being on them. We're chasing them.
Yep.
They want to hold on. They're not getting up into the 6th spot.
Here's a look at it right now. Again, the Clippers 17.5 games back. Phoenix 13 games back. And Clippers get some breathing room. 2 games up on the Warriors now. 2.5 games up on the Blazers in that race for the play-in. That 7th spot will be really important because you only have to win 1 game. And if you're in the 7th spot, you get that game at home to get into the field. So that's the difference between 7 and 8, whether you're at home or you're on the road for that 7-8 game.
You know, Stan, one more thing we should mention about tonight's win. We had 70 points in the paint. So when your perimeter game's not working, when your shots from behind the three-point line aren't going down, when your mid-range jumpers aren't falling, like a couple didn't fall for Kawhi that we always think he's going to make. 70 points in the paint means you're attacking the basket. You're either getting out in transition to get easy scores or off the dribble, you're attacking the basket to put points up. That's a good thing.
Really good thing, especially with Darius Garland out tonight. Kobe Sanders got the start, made the most of his minutes. Sanders with 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Well, let's think about it. Sanders started out knocking down 3 threes, okay? He got his confidence up right away. The team was confident in him. They got him the ball. He had a beautiful stroke. You know, Ty Lue has to decide who's going to take the place of Darius Garland and then go with a guy like Sanders because of his length, his size, his ability to defend. And if they switch, he's got size against size with Chicago. You see Kobe doing his job, getting in double figures.
Chris Dunn called him a 6'8" demigod. I don't know where that came from, but hey, we'll take Chris's word for it.
We'll believe Chris. He's the veteran.
Okay, Coach, let's see. Pre-game, the broadcast, and now post-game. I think you've earned the rest of the night off. We appreciate you joining us.
Am I allowed to go get a little Italian food right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Send the tab to the Clippers.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. The Clippers take it 119-108 over the Bulls. The win streak overall is at 4 in a row and 7 of 8 and 5 in a row here at Intuit Dome. We're back with more, including Ty Lue's postgame comments in just a minute. Kawhi Leonard leads all scorers with 28 points. And the Clippers knock off the Bulls 119-108 to make it 3 in a row in this 5-game homestand. Let's head to the podium now and hear from Ty Lue.
Ty, from the outside looking in, it kind of looked like you guys were a little bit lethargic at times tonight, going through the motions. And obviously,
going through the motions?
Well, not going through them, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you guys did look a little bit lethargic. You come out with the win, though. Does that kind of speak to you about, like, how good this team is? That even on a night where it doesn't look like they have their fastball, they're still able to win?
Yeah, I mean, their style of play gives us problems. You know, when they inbound the ball, push it with pace, attack the paint, willing on the backside. And, you know, you have guys that can attack the paint, get to the rim. And so it puts a lot of pressure on our defense. And they, you know, they've always, since Billy's been over, they always given us problems, and so it was a good win for us. I knew it was going to be a tough game. Like I said, the style of play that they bring and how you got to be locked in defensively. It's really a one-on-one challenge because they don't run a lot of pick and rolls except for with Giddey, but everybody else is live, driving closeouts, and it was really a good one-on-one test, and we didn't do a good job with that, but we found a way to win the game.
You guys also only had 6 turnovers tonight. You guys' turnovers since February 1st have been about middle of the pack, which for you guys has been good because it was, I believe, the worst in the league before that stretch. What has happened to where now all of a sudden you guys are able to take care of the basketball at a higher rate than you were earlier in the season?
I think, understanding our spacing, especially when teams are putting 2 on the ball. I think understanding hitting the first open man is the easiest. Like, don't try to throw risky skip passes and just hit the open man, first open guy, and then make a play from there. But like you said, we have done a good job of taking care of the basketball. That's what allowed us, to win some of these games, just, getting more shots on goal.
When we were talking to Ben in the locker room after your last win, he was saying he obviously played in the finals last year. He feels this group has the potential to make it that far again. You obviously know what finals teams look like. You guys have been the best team of basketball since December 20th, or tied with the Spurs for it. What has this run to you said about the ceiling of this group?
Just make it to the playoffs. That's our mindset, and then we'll go from there. So we still got a long ways to go. So not talking about finals or anything like that, but, we have a good group. The group is playing hard. We're competing, playing for one another. And, our main focus and main goal is getting into the playoffs and then go from there.
Coach, it seemed like Chicago tried to mix up their defense. They threw some zone in there. How do you feel like you guys handled it tonight? We did a good job with it. I thought we did a good job after the first few possessions. They came out first possession of the game and went zone, but once we knew what they were kind of doing, we really was able to really execute against it. And it's crazy. I'm just looking at it. The pace they play at, they have 15 turnovers. Okay, never mind. We got more shots up. I'm like, we got 96 shots up, which is crazy, but we're getting better.
Coach, Isaiah Jackson felt like he kind of turned the energy a little bit when he came in. What allows him to play kind of above his size? People say that he's undersized, but what allows him to play above that?
His athleticism. Being able to, rebound the basketball, offensive rebounds. He looks pretty strong under the basket when he's sealing smaller guys. And just his energy, his ability to switch 1 through 5 really slowed them down offensively, which helped us, kind of regroup and kind of, gain the lead. Once we put him in the game and started switching 1 through 5 to try to, slow them down a little bit. And he did a good job for us.
Ty, I'm kind of curious, how does John Collins kind of fit into this equation? Obviously, he's a big player for you guys and playing heavy minutes before, but how does he kind of fit into this equation that you try to figure out here with like less than a month left for the playoffs?
He fits in great.
Like, I remember when Zoo came back, he was like, I'll come off the bench for now, and figured out, you guys are playing well right now. When he's ready, do you envision him coming off the bench, or how do you kind of see that going?
Just kind of see, where he's at with his minute restriction. Like JC's been a big part of this all year. And his play, once he started playing well, really turned our season for us. And so just kind of see where he's at minutes-wise, see how he feels, and we'll kind of go from there.
Where have you kind of...
John Collins still out dealing with that neck strain. Jordan Miller was on the court tonight and doing some things. 14 points for Miller, 9 times in 11 games in double figures for Miller now. We're back with a look ahead in just a minute. The homestand continues tomorrow when the Sacramento Kings come into Intuit Dome. The Clippers winners in the first 3 of these games on this 5-game homestand. Got the Spurs coming in on Monday, but can't look past the Kings tomorrow. Sacramento coming in at 16-51. But there aren't many games where the Clippers will be at a rest disadvantage, but this will be one of them. The Kings did not play tonight. Clippers, of course, did. So Clippers will have to focus tomorrow to not let the Kings sneak up on them with the Spurs coming in Monday. Kawhi Leonard leading the way once again with 28 points for the Clippers. Kobe Sanders, 11 points off the bench. One other note, Brook Lopez moved into 15th place all time in blocks with 2,120. And Ben Mathurin with 26 points off the bench. Clippers get the win over the Bulls, 119-108. For Mike Fratello and our entire Clippers Live crew, Stan Verrett saying good night from Inglewood.